Well, good morning. It's a damp start to the day. It's been raining overnight, very heavily too. Rain was pounding on the windows at about 3 o'clock this morning. But it's dry now, the sun's trying to come out. I don't think it's going to do a lot of good, but at least it's trying. So we'll go outside and have a look in a moment. First of all, my apologies for not getting the video out on Tuesday, like I said I would. Unfortunately, events and health overtook the videoing. I wasn't that way well at the start of the week. Recovering, so feeling better today than I have done since Monday. So let's go outside and have a look. Well, as you can see, it's been a very wet start to the day. Even Bo's not overly keen, but the garden's starting to flourish. All this rain is making everything grow faster, but then some things are not growing any faster. The garlic, alliums in general don't like the rain. It gets too wet for them, but they're managing. That's the last of the autumn onion sets. All the rest have just rotted away with onion rot. So, but the garlic is okay. The mint is coming back in great vigour, and the perennial celery is looking good. The garden in general is looking good. The 10 square foot garden challenge. That's the perpetual spinach, the beetroot. Beetroot's been very sporadic. It's I think the birds may have got to it before I put the cage over it, because it's okay around the outside, but in the centre, spring onions, radish, American landcress, and leeks. I've got the sprouting onion, the sprouting peas out here at the moment. Give them some rain. Let's have a look at the around here. Carrots and spring onions. More carrots have been sown here. Nothing yet. It's so wet everywhere. Radishes. The gutter sown peas. All looking good, growing nicely. Parsnips are now beginning to really get going, and the second sown of parsnips are looking good. There's Bolt Hardy beetroot in there, and Bolt Hardy beetroot in there. Now you may be wondering, what's that? Well, the jackdaws have been eyeing up my strawberries here. These are the strawberries which were the runners from my old strawberries, which I got rid of last autumn. But these three have been being eyed up, as I say, by the jackdaws. So I had these nets. Now these nets are crab fishing nets. You normally have some string going down to a long string, and you put a bit of fish or bait attached to this plate here. Drop it down, the crab crawls over to get to the bait. You put it up, and you've got little fiddler crabs or little peeler crabs. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you will get a nice edible crab. But just cut the string off. Made a small hole here to go over the top, put them over there, stop the jackdaws eating the strawberries and pulling the plants apart. all the potato bags. That's two, the other two over there. That's the 4 slices of potato that had chitted, which were on a shop bought potato, and the broad beans are looking good. Right, quick roundup of what's going on in the greenhouse. More radishes. I am picking the mesclun mix lettuce. That's being picked. More spring onions. That's the thyme. That's the tomatoes which I brought to save me having to sow any more tomatoes. That's the 2 tomatoes which came from the the halves which I sowed. More mesclun mix, more red ruble kale, and I don't know if any of these seeds are taken yet. Let's have a look. Just open up and find out. Nothing on them seeds so far. We'll pop that back down. There. Right, well that's a quick roundup. Now, the anthuriums which I had in the greenhouse weren't looking too good, so I popped them outside, put them into where I'm going to put them, and they are now flourishing nicely. They've got the protection of the wall as well. I've got fleece if I need to, and this is the new strawberries I bought from the garden centre, all looking really good. I put a net over the Rab 60-day broccoli, and there's also some greyhound cabbage in there. And here we've got Killerton cabbage, and we've got greyhound cabbage. Here is all year round lettuce, parsley, coriander, sunflowers. That is Killerton cabbage. And then here, same again, but this lot here, oh, and some onions, spring onion sets, and cosmos rhubarb plant. Yeah, these are going down to my niece. The fig is starting to wake up, and there's some figs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, there's about 8 or 9 figs on there. That might come up. I don't like figs, but I like the plant. And this is a salad leaf, but I can't remember what the name is. It's a Latin name, and I can't remember what it is. But now the cosmos. As you saw, I've got cosmos over there to go to my niece. My cosmos is tucked in that bed there, which is in the corner facing south, and I put this out on Sunday afternoon, and it's already put on about 1 inch of growth, so looking good. And then there's the Muzabaju bananas here, beginning to unfurl, and the same over here. They're unfurling. So yes, looking good. And the hebe I cut right back down to roots. The hebe bush is now beginning to come back into life. So that'll look good. I've got gravel to put down here, along here. I've got the gravel to do here. Remember, this is where the greenhouse was, and I pushed it back a metre to open this up so I could get this framing, which is from a large 12-foot trampoline. Yeah, so right, go and have a look at the quail, shall we? Just one more thing before we look at the quail, is that the globe artichokes are all beginning to come up. They've been here for about 8 years, and yeah, even though I'm not keen on them, I don't dislike them, but the flowers are nice. Right. There. That's my first radish icicle. Bo, he's trying to play with glass. Right, let's see if we can sort this out, and let's give it a try, shall we? These are radish icicle. They are nice. Perfect. And you know you can eat the leaves too, but make sure you eat them young. You can also put them into stir fries if they're a bit hairy. Put them in stir fries. Oh, cool. Parsnip with a couple of leaves. That's got the heat. Definitely a stir fry tonight, I think. Oh, yeah. This is two of the quail. The male, one of the male and one of the females. The other female's still inside. She's still a bit nervous, but they've just had their dust bath renewed, and the flooring, food and water, and they've got a nice let me see if I can get it for you. There you go, a nice bowl of mealworms. So the male really enjoys the dust bath. They're still a little bit flighty, that's why I've not got the door open. It's going to take a bit of time yet for them to get fully okay with me opening the door and having the door wide open. But at least they're coming out now. The other female was out a minute just before I started filming, but shot back in. I think she's camera shy. I'll see if I can just slide the camera in. There you go. So we'll leave them now in peace and let them have a good dust bath and see if I'll tuck into them mealworms. There's the first of my tulips, which are opening up. Hey Bo. Bo likes tulips. And the elephant's ear is in flower. And the wild primroses that grow in the garden, nicely in flower. There should be cowslips coming up as well somewhere, but I did have trouble with them last year. Less come up last year than has ever come up before, so whether they'll come up, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Well, this morning I want to make a bamboo frame, just for this year's grapevines to grow up. Next year I'll be making a much heavier, bigger frame, but this year it's going to be just an easy frame just to get them started. I can't get the wood I wanted. I wanted hazel, some nice strong hazel. On the internet it's massively expensive, and it's not the sizes I want either. Locally in this part of North Shropshire there's not enough woodland to find the sort of branches I want, and obviously they're all privately owned, so I've got to get permission to cut those branches and transport them back here. Not many farmers are going to let me go cutting, big lengths of wood off of their trees. So here we go. I didn't add the sound when I was doing this because, as you heard previously, it's very busy out there on the road. There's a lot of traffic, but basically I'm doing 3 tripods of 4 canes, and then I'll stretch 2 canes from each tripod to each other so that it makes a framework on the top. At this point it started to spit with rain, so it's started to look a bit doubtful whether I was going to be able to finish this, but lucky enough the spots of rain didn't come to anything, and the sun tried pushing back out again. I used a jute string. I like using jute string in the garden because, being a natural product, I find that if you cut it into small pieces, drop it on the bed or on the bark chip and edge cutting path there, it rots down quite happily into the soil. Also, the birds like to pick it up and use it for their nests. I normally cut it into a maximum 2-inch length, and just random cut and drop it, and it works quite well. And also, at the end of the day, when you're about to take a structure down, the jute string is ready to come down. It's normally fairly well rotted out by then, and I just put it into the recycle bin, or I put it, if I can cut it up small enough, I'll put it into the compost bin. I don't like wasting anything if I can help it. The canes I'm using are new, and they are 8 foot in length. They've got quite a nice thick stem to them at the base as well. It'll work out that the overhead canes are going to be around about 7 feet in height, the canes having been pushed into the ground by roughly a foot. Right, so that's the general idea, is to put some triangles up in the far close. I put four. I might put 4 posts, another fourth cane into this, or on this side. I'll wait and see, and then put some cane across the top. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this one finished, get on with the next one. It's going to be the same as this one. We're putting the cane on the top, four canes down, a couple of canes, maybe 2 or 3 canes across the top, to give it a help, give it the strength. And once I've done that, I'll come back to you and show you what's happened. That's the framework finished. It's a very simple construction. 3 to 4 canes, some canes spread over the top, supported by 4 canes there. There's 3 canes here, another support there, coming to 4 canes there. So the idea is the grape will grow up this one, I'll train it across, then it can go across to that one. This one can come up, go across there, and go across there. So that one will fan out in 2 shapes, and we get right there we are. That one will just go right across to that one, and then that one over there. So it's only a temporary support system for this year. Come the autumn, the winter, I'll be able to get some more hazel canes, more hazel branches, or just branches in general, which are going to be a lot cheaper than what they are now. And well, I'm back indoors now because it started raining just as I finished explaining about the framework, and the sun is trying to push through again. So hopefully, give it another half hour to an hour, hopefully it will dry up a bit more and I can go out there and do some more. But that's it for today. It was just a sort of quick roundup of the garden, get this obelisk system done with the canes and the canes across the top for the grapes, just to go up this year. Now some of you might be saying, well, why haven't you put the grapes into the greenhouse? Why don't you put the roots on the outside, put the grape through? Yeah, I could do that, but it's going to take over the greenhouse. And the greenhouse is only, a small greenhouse. It's not big enough for 2 grapes. And to be honest, I'm not overly worried about grapes. I don't eat you know, miles and miles of grapes. I hardly eat grapes at all, to be honest. I want the foliage. The flower and ornamental bed has got quite a few, you could say exotics. I just say, you know, they're things, you know, it's like acers, you know, which originate in the Far East, yuccas, and so on. And, you know, Fatsia, japonica, and I just want the grapevines to go over that system, so that I add to that part of the garden. If I get grapes, okay, I get some grapes. If I don't, I'm not worried. So for now, I'm going to wish you well, keep safe, keep happy, keep gardening as best we can. So from, at the moment, a wet North Shropshire here in the UK, I'll say goodbye. Keep well.